This is called the Zombies map that exposed Treyarch.
And, well, after the controversial and chaos-filled hunt of Black Ops 7's launch map...
I did see this video. That this guy posted. Really good. It's just about how the new map came out and the Easter egg and how Mr. Rowe Waffles somehow got like invincibility and the zombies couldn't see him, and he took damage, but the zombies just couldn't see him. So he was the first to actually complete it, but there's like a whole bunch of drama where the first person to get like a trophy or something, and he didn't want it because he cheated. But there is a new map that came out.
Really needed was a smooth, successful Easter egg hunt for their DLC 1 map, and well, that didn't really happen.
What is wrong with this game?
With everything from game-breaking bugs to mind-blowing plot twists and a 5,000-day-old moment coming full circle, the Astra Malarum Easter egg hunt race really provided a
This looks so cool.
Story for a very
Is Black Ops 7 actually doing good zombies?
terrestrial map, while both providing us the perfect sequel to Ashes of the Damned and setting up an excellent cliffhanger for the future. And with that, let's dive into the map that just sent a massive warning to Treyarch. From the start, it was clear that Astra Malarum's Easter...
This looks sick. This map looks so cool. It's kind of like instead of Moon, you're on like Mars.
Easter egg race was going to be noticeably different from the spectacle we just saw a few weeks prior, and several burning questions pondered on the minds of the community during the short build-up. Astra was an entirely new map and had not been
looks so cool
played by any community members previously, unlike Ashes of the Damned, which had been heavily streamed and tested publicly in the weeks and months prior to launch, and therefore hunters would be entering an entirely foreign environment as they began their search, and it was unclear how this would affect the hunt. After the initial World's First controversy had settled in ashes, a fiery debate surrounding the Vaetherion boss's difficulty engulfed much of the zombies community. Many argued that the fight was simply too difficult at its core, and that frustrating bugs, desync...
Too difficult? Wasn't people saying that it was like super easy to... Zombies were like super easy after... since Cold War, like the zombies were so easy, like Black Ops 6, and now they're saying it's too hard. I mean, every other boss, including Meth from IW, and none of them are bad as this boss. It's pure bullcrap. There's almost no way to dodge attacks. 3 hours watching guides just to immediately get killed or pooped on, and not even see what's killing me. Quick to say, skill issue sometimes, but this is a fight. It's just not fun and poorly designed. Don't even get me started when Tessie breaks. It's nearly impossible to fix.
And more only contributed to making the fight simply a miserable...
I think Tessie is the truck.
Many praised Treyarch for creating a challenge that not only challenged casual players, but true veterans as well. And in a game that has faced loud criticism for its ease and lack of replayability in the past, to many, this was a welcome change, even if the mechanics were unbearable at times. Treyarch's response to this was to decimate the fight completely and make more veteran players feel...
I haven't tried the Black Ops 7 zombies. I didn't think it was worth it because I thought it was just like Black Ops 6, because Black Ops 6 was, in my opinion, pretty cheeks. It had like nothing to do with the lore. And I don't know if this does either.
And betrayed by this decision to appease...
Maybe it did do something with the lore, because Rick Toppin was back in Black Ops 6 for the museum. That one.
More casual fan base instead. This was until Treyarch made a move,
and you also killed Rick Toppin.
No one saw coming.
The Ashes of the Damned boss battle in Cursed has been reverted to its original harder difficulty? Holy W!
The reason that this is crucial to the Astra Malorum story is because the fact that no one really knew the direction Treyarch would take in this new boss fight. Would it match the difficulty of pre-nerf Vaetherion, or would it be
That's crazy.
The first teams? The result was a plot twist unlike we've ever seen before. As the clock ticked over to 12 noon Eastern, the hunt technically went live, but something was different this time compared to Ashes of the Damned, with Astra Malorum being a deal.
I need to get back to zombies. I recently played zombies though. My dad and my sibling, we played a Cold War D Machine, but I feel like I want to try other zombie games. I have tried Black Ops 3 and Black Ops 4 zombies, but I didn't have the same experience because I was on a controller and I'm better on PC. So maybe I should try getting Black Ops 7. I need Game Pass. Black Ops 7 Zombies, because right now I'm pretty interested.
Not a launch map. No one was able to preload the map, and therefore the first race was to download the map first, with the predictable frustrations arising about the size of the update and painfully slow download times to come with it, allowing players to preload the map and starting the hunt a few hours after the DLC launch.
100 gigabytes? My word.
To avoid the launch frustrations waiting for your friends while FOMO builds up. It took almost an hour for all of Mr. Raffle Waffle's squad to be ready to play. And I'm sure this was the story amongst thousands of friend groups around the world too. Mr. Dalek JD won the better internet race and initiated
he did solo
when he flew into the map and almost instantly found a new quest item after breaking a glass case and picking up a rock saw. As the viewing community watched Dalek discover the map for the first time, it became clear to all that Astra Malorum was much smaller than the record-breaking Ashes of the Damned. However, without a drivable vehicle and with more narrow hallways, it did feel like a return to a more traditional zombies experience. It had been over 14 years since players first experienced a true space experience in zombies, and the pure spectacle of seeing the skybox filled.
Is zombies back? I wonder if this is the era where zombies is back. Could this be 115 rocks? Oh my word. This might be. Hold up. I'm just gonna quickly check something. Not that it marks. I just want to mark it. So I just want to see if. Not that it marks. I think Tessie is the truck. All right, I need to kind of turn up the.
To a modern zombies game, and the first reaction of players were truly wholesome to see.
This is Astra. Oh, it's so pretty. It's so pretty.
Just 12 minutes into the launch of the map, and further nostalgia was unlocked by Mr. Dalek JD after he first saw to craft the OG Pack-a-Punch machine for the first time in a long time. Although the hype of seeing this was quickly crushed for many after the community realized that the OG knuckle cracking animation had not returned with it. And it's hard to understand why this returned at all without this crucial part, but maybe a lore guru in the comments can let me know. As with Ashes and many other Easter egg hunts before, the first hour or so descended into a confusing quest item finding extravaganza, with the saw, the brain in a jar, and some papers being key early discoveries. However, the focus of hunters in the first hour quickly turned to the map's new special enemy named Oscar, or
Observation System and Carnifex Agitator.
That looks something from like Advanced Warfare.
For short, this
zombies.
Scooby-Doo, Jimmy Neutron alien villain was a standout from early reveal trailers, and racers knew he would play a key role in the egg. Kingman was the first we tracked live on Zombie Zone to kill the very tanky Oscar first, with suspicions around his involvement in the quest being somewhat confirmed when he dropped a shiny trinket upon death. It would take over an hour for the role of this item to be discovered by Ashes of the Damned world's first winner, Freckleston, although to his disappointment, this would prove not to be related to the main quest progression. Side Easter eggs have been red herrings for many Easter egg hunting teams in the modern zombies era, and while they can be fun and easy ways to get free perks, free power-ups, or free pack-a-punch on repeat playthroughs, they can be dangerous and wasteful time sinks for teams chasing that world's first completion, and it quickly became clear that this was evident for Astra Malorum too. While Freckleston was on his journey to unlock Bongo, Dalek was leading the charge on initial quest discovery, finding a code input in the power room, although at this early stage, there were no inputs to try. As time ticked on and more teams entered the map, further parts were found by an array of different squads, although not all of these were just simple items laying around the map. A battery was ejected from Tessie, wires were obtained from shooting a flashing light, and glass shards were obtained from cryo-freezing a number of aether crystals around the map. I see a lot of comments that are convinced some steps are leaked to streamers beforehand, and I'm here to confirm that Treyarch only sends a small list and
No, I don't think they give like a whole list of how to beat it. I feel like they give like some parts that might be hard, like a Morse code or something like that. I don't think they'd give like a full-on way on how to beat it
before, and it's usually only 1 or 2 streamers.
What did he say?
Nah, I'm kidding. For those who are wondering how these obscure items are discovered so quickly, it really just boils down to thousands of players trying everything and applying previous Easter egg tropes to the new content, such as Molotovs used for burning or igniting, and Deadwire mods being good for electrocuting or powering. Modern zombies and modern graphics also help signal seasoned Easter egg hunters of features that are on the map, and that are purely graphical assets or assets with further functionality. This is different to the older era of zombies, where Easter egg items or interactables often blended more confusingly into the environment, helping to contribute to longer hunts.
Genuine question, how come in modern zombies Easter eggs are being completed in hours compared to days? It was like we just said, there's a little bit more hints and a little bit more forgiveness from the game. As well, I also think the community has gotten a lot better at figuring out these Easter egg steps.
Yeah, I also think that too, compared to like older zombies, because older zombies was way harder than new zombies.
Remember,
for figuring out story mode.
In 20
like trying to think, maybe Ascension was hard, I think, for the new players.
2016, we were not at the same point in the zombie
Ascension and Moon
of Easter eggs. There hadn't been as many. There wasn't as many evolutions on what a puzzle could look like in zombies. So now everything is kind of taking that blueprint and evolving on that.
As the hunt entered its second hour, Kingman was the first to discover a fun interaction with the frozen glass shards. After he placed them in the display rocket and the exhaust,
I want to try this now. I want to try Black Ops 7 Zombies.
Later, Kingman and his team figured out the correct steps here.
Come on, Oscar.
Here we go. Does it freeze him? He is walking over. Ladies and gentlemen, here it. Oh, whoa!
It did.
Oh!
He exploded.
He exploded. And a shiny trinket we see, and
there's like a
there's a yellow glowing aura.
However, before we could really take all of this in, we were told by a viewer named Zach about a potential next step. Zach showed us that by shooting the smoking valves in the Pack-a-Punch room, they connected to the organ and unlocked a hatch that could be interacted with. Many had pointed out the organ. Upon the trailer reveal of...
I feel like you have to be so smart to figure out these stories, too. I'm only used to beating story modes on certain maps because I've like watched videos on how to do it. Like doing it without any... The major YouTubers like Rowaffle have notes that they get for some parts that might be harder, but this just you need like, I feel like, so much like skill to figure out puzzle solving.
Using it for the Easter egg was both intriguing and exciting for teams. This puzzle was incredibly fitting for a map set in space, focusing around a telescope in the astronomer's lab. By moving the telescope to the glowing star, this activated a laser.
Oh, there it is.
Oh yeah. Okay. Wait.
Yeah, leave it there.
Wait.
There you go. There you go. Now bring Oscar. Bring Oscar into the light.
Interacting with the telescope to channel the energy of the sun into a James Bond style laser to destroy a floating astronaut robot is both fitting and innovative in a perfect way. However, some players love this step a little bit less, because if they pointed their cursor at the wrong location,
like in the... Oh, that's a jump scare. Okay, thanks, Treyarch.
I didn't see this.
God, you little rats, bro. God damn it. Oh, I found a skull. Yeah. Oh, God damn.
Following these discoveries, teams began to theorize that the final trap to bring Oscar to would make sense to be in the planetarium room with the giant Tesla coil shock trap thing. So we had our Zombie Zone ground crew of about 6 penguins and his team test this method out as well. And this happened.
Oh, whoa, whoa.
So you literally just have to play around with this Oscar, dude.
Oh, we just.
No way.
Oh.
No way. Objective started?
Yeah, objective started.
Well, that worked.
Clearly.
Because now the trap's back to
Hey,
normal.
shout out to short-term personality on that because he said to do that.
Now,
a long
question,
time.
guys. Yeah, he did see this. Yeah, we do need to give him a shout out.
Yeah.
By killing Oscar in these 3 ways, and with the contraptions gathered, Penguins was finally able to collect Astra Malorum's
Oh, that's cool.
wonder weapon.
This looks like
A
something
little
from
over an hour and a
Advanced
half
Warfare.
into the hunt. The LGM-1
Or Infinite Warfare, my bad.
Ligma had intrigued players from the moment it was first teased in the reveal trailer. Treyarch blew away the community with the necrofluid gauntlet in Ashes of the Dam, and Ligma had a very similar effect as well. The design and concept felt truly innovative, not just looking great, but attacking zombies in a way that we've never truly seen before. The role Ligma played in the Easter egg was much less significant than the gauntlet played in Ashes, which is not necessarily a bad thing, as some players had complained that the Ashes Easter egg was pretty boring in a squad if you were not the player with the wonder weapon. Interestingly, this complete reversal by Treyarch actually tripped up much of the community, as many hunters began to convince themselves that the wonder weapon would be needed to complete the steps. But with this not being true for large parts of the Easter egg, some teams would find themselves treading down the wrong path here. Finally, while both the Necrofluid Gauntlet and the LGM-1 had infinite ammo, the Ligma is much weaker, and many have called for a buff to come to the weapon. But for a very important reason we will discuss later, Treyarch may actually end up nerfing the LGM-1 instead. Just short of the 2-hour mark, a viewer named Meatloaf Sauce mentioned to us on Zombie Zone that there was a skull that could be illuminated when shot with a pack-a-punch weapon. This skull could be placed in a spot near where everyone had assumed the Easter egg main quest steps would take place. There were 5 skulls in total, but they did not show up in the quest tab. But the fact that they could be placed in this main room made many feel that they would be related to the main Easter egg.
I now
This
am not
could be
sure
more
if
main
this
than we
is this,
thought.
because especially because those are like those like symbols that were also on the
Symbols
wall,
on the
right?
projector.
Yeah, I'm leaning back towards maybe being main.
Okay, this could be main.
Yeah.
This is.
All right, let's
Look
find
for
a bunch of skulls
skulls.
around the map.
A back and forth continued for over an hour by many teams until just shy of the 3-hour mark, the worst fear of many was confirmed.
Oh yeah. By the way, we did get confirmation on the Easter
It's
the
a free
skulls
perk.
being a side. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay,
Before with 5 skulls all sitting here, and then after with a giant
Perca-Cola.
Unfortunately, Treyarch's side Easter egg trickery had struck again.
Side
after the
Easter egg
war, with
again?
the skulls only granting a free perk. The real challenge for teams here was the fact that many of the side Easter eggs felt that they could have been part of the main quest, whereas in the past, it has been often more obvious when something was a distraction. Teams literally saw the rocket they had launched just a few weeks earlier in space, and it came with some fantastic music alongside it.
The Ashes
Whoa.
of the Damned rocket.
Whoa.
Wait, it is from Ashes
Yes,
of the
it is,
Dam.
literally.
Whoa.
All right, write that down.
Yeah, write that down. Write that down.
While looking for the previously mentioned skulls, hunters found that by blowing up a meteor, they could find a very familiar item in the DG2 turret for Tessie. The drop of the Wonderwaff very much felt like it was progression for the main quest, as it had been so
What?
heavily involved in the previous map. However, as teams theory crafted with this turret, it quickly became clear that this was nothing but a fun side Easter egg of collecting the turret that had fallen off on the journey
Bruh.
to Astra. At this
Why is there
point,
so many
the community
side
found
quests?
themselves over 3 hours into the hunt and let down by the distraction of useless Easter eggs. As such, it felt as if progress was really slowing down. Thankfully, however, by using code EVAN, able to
His brain.
made a breakthrough.
Oh!
Later, Freckleston made a breakthrough.
Oh!
His brain. Guys, you are watching the lead.
What? What did we just see?
3 hours and 7 minutes into the hunt, the code input Dalek had found earlier could be solved by carefully paying attention to Oscar. By remaining undetected and creeping around near him, players could listen to a sequence he shouted out, although the sequence was not a straight up code. Instead, teams noticed that he shouted out a planet order in a riddle-like style, and eventually it was
there's planets in that
theorized
one room.
these planets could be converted to numbers based on their distance from the sun.
Or
Freckleton's
numbers.
team entered this code, and what do you know? A frozen scientist popped out. And they were able to do something very disgusting with the very first item Dalek had found at the start of the hunt.
Okay.
Whoa!
Okay, this is.
Whoa!
Wait, operate.
Oh
Here
god!
we go. Here we go.
Oh no! Oh my
Here we
god!
go. Here we go.
Taking his brain out.
Only 12 minutes after Freckleton
Sheesh.
swapped and placed the brains in the planetarium, his teammate, codenamed Pizza, figured out the 4-digit code that was required at the top of the room. Pizza had obtained this code by using the telescope and entering the coordinates that showed up when he hovered over the planet Mars. Though even after entering this code, the portal in the center of the room remained well and truly closed. But the team of Noah J, codenamed Pizza, Freckleston, and Chopper were clear leaders of the hunt. The whole team was in on the action here, as after Freckleston had decapitated a scientist, and while Pizza was entering the code, Noah noticed a possible hint towards the next step of the quest.
Black
After he
veil.
found a monitor near the brain that listed out a section of book codexes that conveniently matched the ones that were found in the library. This sudden burst of discoveries made many of us feel that the hunt would be over soon, but progression would stall on what to do with Noah's library findings. Things stalled for so long, in fact, that my co-host CB Gray and I refueled with Grinch meals. Please sponsor us. Over 30 minutes later, Kingman discovered that the statue heads in the library moved, since the rest of the community now began to try other things. The crucial moment of discovery, however, would come just 6 minutes shy of the hunt's 4-hour mark, when a user named Phone cracked the puzzle and explained the process to us live on Zombie Zone.
Is you have to move the statues. They will be interactable, and they will look towards the books. So there's 3, for us we had 3 books that were available, and there's 3 statues. So we lined up the 3 statues with the 3 books that were on the wall. That opened up the attic.
Dude.
Hey, that's the planet. The planet was in there.
Neptune! Oh my god!
Phone.
Oh,
Phone. That was.
phone! That's so big!
Phone. That was
Dude.
massively big
Dude.
brained.
I always love when a puzzle is a true puzzle and not just MacGuffins, since it shows
Oh, that's
the
so
creative
cool.
process that can go into designing an Easter egg. But it's the next puzzle where Treyarch would really cook. After Phone had obtained Neptune, a few clues all started to fall into place. The bloodstained papers around the map, the compass direction that they had, and the newly acquired planet to put into the planetarium all clicked with players noticing that the chandelier in the planetarium doubled as a compass. Phone realized that the planets could be rotated by being shot.
One just fell off.
Some of them are locked. Some of them are locked. You can't. Wait, what if?
Some are falling off.
Dude, let's go.
Let's go.
However, before we could see Phone complete this step, we had suddenly gotten word that a team had already progressed past this, and we were in for a jaw-dropping surprise and plot twist.
Bro, what?
Even
Are
further.
we on Mars?
We're on Mars.
Is this Shangri-La on Mars theory confirmed? This is Shangri-La on Mars theory confirmed.
While there was a suggestion that Mars would be involved in some capacity during Astra, few could confidently predict that we would actually be teleported to a different planet for something other than
I don't know if
just
that's
a boss
Shangri-La.
fight alone. And the reactions to seeing this showed the genuine surprise of the community.
Oh my god. What?
Wait, what is that?
However, this excitement would unfortunately turn to anger in a pivotal moment we will discuss later. The brain now needed to be placed in this contraption, and while John and his team were the first to this point on Mars, with Zombie Zone serving as a hub to exchange information from team to team, suddenly, many teams were able to catch up, and the race to the final boss burst into life. Random relics like lava lamps, astronaut outfits, toilets, and other Dead Ops arcade-style props were in here, but the arena as a whole was incredibly reminiscent of Shangri-La and undeniably a callback to the theory that first began over 14 years ago, when players were first hinted at the possibility of Shang being set on Mars. As time went on and the hunt length ticked on, we passed the time that it took to solve Shattered Veil, Citadel de Mor, the Tomb, and even Terminus. Despite the fact that they were in different teams and lobbies, Codename Pizza and Mr. Raffle Waffles almost simultaneously progressed when they interacted with the brain and noticed a humming for a short period of time. Although they had found this hint at the same time, it would be Codename Pizza who progressed first. Hereafter, he noticed an interesting interaction between the coils out in the distance and his fireworks ammo mod.
Boom. Oh, it's powered
There
on.
it is. Yep.
Okay, now front left, now front left. Now front right, now front right.
Fireworks, it's fireworks,
And
it's
then now front
fireworks.
left.
Evan, what was I saying about that breakthrough?
Yeah, it's fireworks.
Okay, okay, and then back one, and then behind.
All right, maybe it probably has to connect to like
I
the
feel like.
that thing. Yeah.
Here we go. Here we go.
Whoa!
Here we go. All right. Wait. Wait, a
Oh,
bird?
what the heck? It's a
A
bird.
bird? Wait, is it gonna be a bird boss? A space bird?
Pizza really opened up the floodgates with this discovery, and a mad dash began for many teams, all picking up on this and catching up. In a remarkable moment of leapfrog, Mr. Raffle Waffles then jumped back in front of Pizza's team here and claimed the lead after he realized he could just jump up and grab this bird. Noah also quickly theorized
What?
that waiting for low gravity and just grabbing the bird here might be the most sensible solution, and therefore the race resumed its neck and neck nature.
Keep ringing it, keep ringing it.
I got it, I got it. The Ascendant Eye, artifact done.
Milo's team noticed an eyeball on the pyramid after some soul collecting, and they noticed that the stone pillars had symbols that looked very similar to the ones found on the organ. And so logically, they figured that these needed to be shot in that order. But confusingly, it didn't work.
Fine, you win this round, I will win next.
Nope. That
That
sounds
didn't-
like a fail.
That didn't sound positive.
This surprise really did not last for long though, as both teams quickly theorized that it might actually be time to use the wonder weapon in the Easter egg. And with that theory being successful, we found ourselves at the most exciting period of
Final
every Easter egg
encounter.
race, just short of
6 hours.
after launch.
Yikes.
Oh my god! Wait, use it? Oh, careful,
Oh,
lasers,
my.
lasers. You cannot run them, you cannot run them.
In a very poetic fashion, Milo's team and Noah J's team once again found themselves neck and neck entering a boss fight. Just 3 weeks after controversy broke out, after entering the Vaetherion fight minutes between each other. Though surely we wouldn't see drama again, right?
Wrong again, idiot.
Apart from looking very different, Valtheris seemed to be like a normal boss at first, but as teams began to collect souls and then quickly beam the boss's health down with the Tesla towers, it became
That's
clear
cool.
that something was different about this fight, as surely it wasn't going to be this easy, unless this was Treyarch's reaction to the Vaetherion controversy. The answer to this question would first be discovered by Noah's team, as they put the final damage into the boss.
Yeah, okay. I told you.
I told you!
I know.
Another boss.
Phase
Wait,
2.
so where is he now? What are they fighting? He's
Oh, is it a Pokemon?
He's like a golem or something.
What is he?
I don't know. Ladies and gentlemen, phase two. Phase two.
A second phase met the team, and it's always an exciting surprise to see a boss's health bar replenish and another phase begin. But this was nothing compared to the surprises and plot twists this fight had in store down the line. Whereas Milo's team slowly pulled themselves into a lead versus Noah's team in the Vaetherion fight, the roles were reversed here. However, the parallels were more coincidental than we initially realized. Milo had pulled ahead in the Vaetherion fight largely due to an entirely accidental glitch that stopped enemies targeting him, and it seemed that the zombies gods were also looking to cause chaos again, this time allowing Noah to pull ahead due to another pretty game-breaking bug. Milo's team found themselves seemingly soft locked and unable to pass the first phase, allowing Noah's team to surge ahead.
Bro,
However, with
what?
this fight being so new, they continued to push on, trying to advance, as although they had dropped behind, a very possible wipe to the team in the lead would leave them in prime position to claim world's first of Astra Malorum. In the meantime, Codename Pizza was working through the boss's second health bar, and while this health bar went down a little slower, it was clear that this boss was certainly easier for teams than the first clear of Aetherion. As the team unloaded their final shots, it seemed inevitable that the team that had been cruelly wiped just 3 weeks earlier would finally claim another world's first. Until this happened. Is there a third? Oh.
No! Oh!
Another one.
3 phases! Are you kidding me? 3 phases! What? A third phase was completely unexpected, and the reactions to seeing this for the first time were legitimately awesome. Paltheris evolved even further, becoming angrier and noticeably more dangerous in this third phase. But our leading team remained strong and coordinated here to melt through the rock monster's health bar. And as the kill got closer, we began to wonder how long this boss fight would go on for, or whether 3 phases was enough. Put the hand down, Paltheris.
Wait.
And
Is that it? No, I think
No way,
Ultra
it's that
Omega. Ultra Omega. Ultra Omega.
No.
The needle.
The needle. What do you mean? There's 4 phases. What?
The Ultra Omega.
What?
The Ultra Omega.
There's 4
The Ultra
phases.
Omega.
Are you kidding
The
me?
Ultra Omega, ladies and gentlemen, call Theris the Needle.
A 4-phase boss is pretty much unheard of in the world of Call of Duty Zombies, and this feeling is echoed through sheer surprise in the reactions of the world's first leading team. However, not everyone was having a positive experience here. Mr. Waffles and his team were still stuck, and after they had exhausted all mechanic ideas, it became conclusive that they were in fact in a bug state, with the lack of zombie spawns here being a key indicator to something not being right. This bug destroyed the tension between the two neck-and-neck teams, allowing Noah's team with a comfortable lead. Milo's team would be forced to quit their game, but the boss was so buggy at first that it even refused to kill Milo for a while.
Why is the boss not... What is wrong with this game? I'm sick of it. Okay, never mind. Now he's just trolling me.
Noah J, Chopper, Freckleston, and Codename Pizza would bake through the boss's 4th health bar and claim their 2nd world's first in just 3 weeks, around 6 hours after launch. And the team praised Treyarch for creating such a great map and boss fight, but focus instead turned to the most pressing issue that became apparent during the hunt. Mr. Waffles had unfortunately found himself at the epicenter of bugs since launch, with crafting table crashes on high rounds, bugged round 60 relic trials, and other revive bugs being examples aside from the infamous God mode moment on Ashes. These bugs need to serve as a harsh warning to Treyarch. 2 maps in just 3 weeks have been ruined for some players due to things completely out of their control, while many other players have wasted hours in bugged relic trials, with one player even facing game-breaking bugs on round 999. Shortly after Caltheris had been slain, an unintended interaction between Frenzy Fire and the Ligma Wonder Weapon was exposed, allowing players to melt the boss in seconds. At the time of writing this, neither the LGM or Frenzy Fire had been nerfed, but it only seems like a matter of time before this happens. But at least we can be thankful that this was not discovered during the initial race. Easter egg hunts are the best days in the Zombies calendar, and relic hunting is an exciting addition to Zombies, but both will start to lose hype and participation if players start to feel that there is a high chance of their time being wasted. The final cutscene for Astra Malorum really left more questions than answers, as our players were sucked into the ground and the depths of hell. But the biggest question heading into map number 3 currently is, will the hunt fall foul to game-breaking bugs again?
Good video, good video. I'm liking that. All right.